Hi, I'm Clodagh McKenna and this is how I host with style. This was an old fallen down pheasant hut and we built it as an Irish pub and it's now called the Cork Arms, which is where I'm from. It's had many a party in here. I have danced on this bar. In fact, this bar was actually a tree that got struck by lightning and we were devastated, and we seasoned it and it now lives forever with us in the pub. I am hosting an autumn feast here today and I've got my friends coming around in a few hours, so I'm going to decorate the whole pub and I'm excited to do the table. I love doing a tablescape. These are all different types of pumpkins and munchkins. When I'm putting these out in display, I like to do big bowls of them, but I like to do them in the same colour in every bowl because I think that they just look a little bit more chic and more natural like that. It's a little bit chilly in here, so I'm going to light the fire. When we were building the pub and we were thinking about heating, a friend of ours, Luke Butler, suggested to get one of these small little stoves but with a really long chimney. This is a natural firelighter. So this is a cupcake case filled with beeswax or any candle wax that you've got left over. You could melt and pop into this little cupcake case, and then you put a pine cone in and then a little wick on top, squeeze it in and away we go. And this is Alfie, by the way, a very important member of our family. This is his little cosy spot and he really likes to take a disco nap at this time of the day before the party starts. Lucky him. Lighting is huge when you're entertaining. It's really important to me too because it creates a vibe immediately. When the glow is coming from below, you get a beautiful glow on your face. When the glow comes from here, you get shadows all over your eyes and everything. So quite good to think about that. See this little munchkin? Not Teddy, the pumpkin ear. That is basically hollowed out. So all you do is you get your knife and you cut out a little hole and then you pop your candlestick in. Doesn't that look really cute? And I also love having just the tea lights under here. These guys, I actually got these in IKEA. They were £1 each. And when I'm having a party, I put them everywhere because it's all about volume. I like to have them here and then staggered throughout all of the shelves from behind me. Little twinkles of light, even if it's still a little bit chilly, makes you feel warm. I love using branches, seasonal branches. If you don't have access to going out to the woods and picking a lot of branches like this, you can also get these at the big flower markets. They create a dramatic effect when they're lovely and big in a really big vessel like this. I love a tablescape. When somebody comes to your house and sees a beautiful table created with such love and care and attention just for them, it makes them feel very special and it's a memory that stays in their mind forever. Now that the tablecloth is down, I look at it as being the wallpaper in my room. So everything's kind of got to go in tone with this beautiful tablecloth. Start off with the plates. These are lovely vintage plates, which I love going to vintage stores to find second-hand little pieces of somebody else's rubbish is my treasure. After I've put the plates down, I start my decorations. These are crab apples that I've picked from our vegetable garden. Aren't they so beautiful? I love having edible fruits and vegetables down the centre of the table. They really reflect the seasons. In the summertime, I love using leafy lemons or limes. Figs would be beautiful, grapes would be beautiful. If you're buying grapes in the supermarket, like most people do, and they don't have leaves, what you could do is pick some kind of older, crumply looking leaves from a tree and then just pop them underneath it. Nobody would know the difference. I've got a gorgeous mix of autumn flowers here. Look at these ones. These are called chocolate cosmos. They're my favourite flower at this time of the year. Everybody thinks of them as a summer flower, but they really blossom in September, August. And our dahlias go right into November as well. I don't like to overcrowd my vases. I quite like them to have room and them to breathe and fall. So I'm just going to start off by putting one in each one and then slowly work away. See how these colours work so beautifully together. You know, the peach and the red and the burnt kind of caramel and burgundy colours just all work really well together. I love a place card setting, and I like doing a little table plan and to think about who might be sitting next to who before they arrive. First to the place card setting. I always use different seasonal fruit or vegetables for my place settings. It's a cool looking pear, isn't it? Get your knife, and so this is the lovely sprig. So you want everybody to be able to see this part. So you don't want to put your card in front of this, you want to put it behind it. So I just do a little slit. Be careful with your knife. And then all you need is just a little place card. So then you get your cut pear or fig or pumpkin, and you just pop it right here like that. I always think about who's coming that has never been here before, or who's coming on their own, and how can we make them feel the most loved and coziest. So I always put that person next to either myself or Harry. I never sit boyfriends or girlfriends or husbands or boyfriends and boyfriends or girlfriends or whoever they are. I never sit them next to somebody that they're kissing. People who kiss don't get to sit next to each other. My table is ready. Now I need to get the food organised. This is going to be my vessel for serving up the chilli and the red lentil curry. How amazing is that going to look? You basically get your pumpkin, you buy it from the store like that, you slice off the top, and then using a spoon, you scoop out all the inside. But then you have to bake it in an oven for 30 to 35 minutes. A lot of people will think of salads just for the summertime. I love a winter salad when you can get all those really fresh greens in. Cavallonera is one of the great kind of salad leaves to use. What I do is I get my leaves and I kind of twist them up into a little tube, little sausage shape like this. And we want to cut it really, really finely. Always think of the bite. Whenever you're making anything that is going straight from a plate into somebody's mouth without them cutting or whatever, think of the bite size. And I'm zesting, and I'm also going to juice a whole orange. Lastly is a drizzle of delicious honey, and this is honey from our own farm. And so now I'm macerating the cavallonera, which is basically cooking it with the citrus and the olive oil and the lemon. And you just need to massage the liquid into the leaves. So this is a no-cook cavallonera. If you don't do this, the cavallonera can be a little bit tough when you're eating it, so just give it a really lovely squeeze. I usually do this before I get dressed, which is going to happen imminently. I'm going to break up these lovely pecans that I've gently roasted on top. When people are coming over for the evening, I like to give myself at least an hour before everybody arrives to get ready and dressed. I like to pour myself a lovely glass of Guinness. And I think I might be the only person in Britain who actually has this big, fabulous Guinness harp in their own pub, in their own home. So I feel really smug about that, smug Irish about that. I love it. It's the heart of this pub. I've made a little mulled apple warming drink for everybody when they come. It looks like Alfie wants one as well. It's delicious apple juice from our orchards that we got pressed about a month ago. And I've mulled it with some gorgeous cinnamon and cloves, a whole stick of cinnamon in there, and some orange juice as well in there, and orange zest. And this is how I like to serve it up. I keep it warm on the fire stove like this, and then I have all my little cute glasses, and then these are dried apples that we do down in my pickling shed in the dehydrator. So I pop all these into the glasses first. And the other thing I pop into the drink is a little peel of orange. I do it with my vegetable peeler. I'm doing this now because I've got about 20 minutes before everybody arrives, and I'm dressed and bathed and I've had my Guinness. But you can do this the day before as well. I pop a little clove in every one, and then they go straight into the glass like that. Oh, it's gorgeous and warm. Okay. You don't want it to be too hot, you just want it to be warm. It's so good, isn't it? This is a really beautiful hummus that I made yesterday. You can make this ahead. It's blended chickpeas with olive oil, tahini, garlic, but I've also put some turmeric in there, hence the colour. Then I finish it off with a drizzle of harissa and some pumpkin seeds. If you're stuck for time, you could just get shop-bought hummus, but then finish it off with the harissa and the pumpkin seeds. And this is my platter of herby rice. I've got some toasted coconut flakes, which always are so good because they add gorgeous texture and flavour to the rice. And I've got some finely grated cheddar cheese, some pickled jalapenos, some fresh coriander, and it makes the rice look a lot more exciting. And here comes one of the stars of the feast. This is my slow cooked chocolate beef chili. It's insane. I've also added in here some corn from our garden, which I've charred, which adds gorgeous flavour and texture to all of this. So this is the pumpkin that I carved out and baked off in the oven. When you're serving them on the table, pop them on a plate, and then you pop all the chili into the pumpkin. How fun is that? It does two things. It's a beautiful looking vessel to serve it in, but also pop the lid on and it keeps it hot. And this is my delicious, oh that's hot, red lentil curry with sweet potatoes that I've kept warm in the oven. I've made this yesterday as well. I love the cook aheads, and I'm going to finish it off at the top with some toasted flaked coconut. And I'm also going to pop a lovely dish of the toasted flaked coconuts on the table so people can help themselves to put it in on top of their dishes. Lastly, I wouldn't be hosting with style at my house without my soda bread. And because it's autumn and harvest festivals, I've created a sunflower bread. Every wedge has got a different seed or spice on it. Let's build the feasting table. Thank you so much for joining me in my home, and I hope it's inspired you to host with style. And don't forget to subscribe to the Times Life and Style YouTube channel. Mwah, mwah.